In the early 19th century, China was a sleeping giant, its economic potential largely untapped while Western powers surged ahead with unprecedented industrial might. Fast forward to today, and the world's second-largest economy has emerged from the shadows of history to reshape global markets. How did this dramatic shift occur? Keep watching if you are curious to know the story of China's rise and how it transformed from a quiet player to a dominant economic force. The prelude in China's economic stagnation. As the 19th century drew to a close, China found itself in an unusual position, an ancient civilization grappling with the challenges of modernity, while its Western counterparts surged ahead. At that time, Western nations were experiencing an industrial revolution that brought technological advances and economic growth, transforming their economies into dynamic powerhouses. Meanwhile, China, with its rich history and vast resources, seemed almost dormant by comparison. Its economy was marked by slow growth and stagnation. Why was China lagging behind? Several factors played a role. For one, the Qing dynasty, which ruled China, was facing severe internal problems. Corruption, inefficiency, and internal strife weakened the central authority. At the same time, foreign powers imposed unequal treaties that eroded China's economic sovereignty and left it with limited control over its own trade and resources. This period also saw China isolated from the global wave of industrialization and technological progress that swept through the West. Additionally, China's socio-economic structure was deeply rooted in agricultural traditions and was resistant to the changes necessary for rapid industrial growth. The country's rural economy struggled to modernize, and the traditional ways of life clashed with the new economic realities emerging elsewhere. As a result, China's economic landscape during the late 19th and early 20th centuries was characterized by stagnation and decline, a stark contrast to the booming economies of Western nations. The dramatic shift that was about to unfold would be one of the most remarkable in modern history, setting the stage for China's eventual emergence as a global economic giant. Mao Zedong's policies and revolutionary ambitions. In the early years after the establishment of the People's Republic of China, a wave of radical change swept through the country, driven by Mao Zedong's vision of a transformed society. Mao was determined to reshape China's agricultural and economic landscape. His efforts began with ambitious plans for rural land reform and collectivization. The goal was to consolidate small farms into large collective farms known as communes. These communes were designed to increase agricultural efficiency and to reduce the inequalities in land distribution. Visuals from this time show communal kitchens and shared living spaces, where entire villages worked together in hopes of boosting production. However, Mao's most ambitious project was the Great Leap Forward, which aimed to rapidly industrialize China. Launched in 1958, this campaign encouraged the establishment of small-scale industries in rural areas and the construction of backyard furnaces to produce steel. It was a dramatic attempt to leapfrog China's economic development, but it was marred by overzealous planning and unrealistic expectations. The push for rapid industrialization led to the mismanagement of resources and a disastrous famine that claimed millions of lives. The countryside, once bustling with activity, was now marked by suffering and economic setbacks. The Cultural Revolution, which began in 1966, marked another bold and controversial phase in Mao's quest to redefine China. Mao sought to eliminate traditional customs and capitalist influences, believing these were barriers to true communist ideals. This period saw the rise of the Red Guards, a militant youth movement that attacked symbols of China's past. Historical artifacts were destroyed, religious institutions were targeted, and many people faced persecution. The Cultural Revolution left deep scars on Chinese society, resulting in widespread chaos and a profound disruption of cultural and social norms. As China grappled with these upheavals, it was clear that Mao's revolutionary ambitions had a profound impact, both intended and unintended, on the country's development trajectory. The nation faced enormous challenges, but these struggles would set the stage for the next chapter in China's economic evolution. A new era and Deng Xiaoping's economic reforms. When Deng Xiaoping assumed leadership after Mao Zedong's death, China was at a crossroads, grappling with the aftermath of years of economic hardship and social upheaval. Deng, known for his pragmatic approach, understood that the country needed a new direction to thrive. His rise marked the beginning of a transformative era focused on economic modernization. Deng introduced a series of reforms that shifted China away from rigid central planning. He advocated for socialism with Chinese characteristics, a strategy that combined communist principles with practical economic strategies. This approach allowed for greater flexibility and openness in managing the economy. One of Deng's key reforms was decentralization. Local governments and businesses were given more control over their economic activities, enabling them to make decisions more suited to local conditions. Privatization also became a significant part of the reform agenda, leading to the restructuring and privatization of many state-owned enterprises. The creation of special economic zones, particularly in coastal areas, was another crucial reform. These zones offered tax incentives and other benefits to attract foreign investment, leading to rapid development and modernization. Visuals of these zones showcase bustling industrial parks and advanced infrastructure. The impact was immediate and profound. China saw rapid economic growth, improved living standards, and a reduction in poverty. Urban areas expanded, and China integrated more fully into the global economy, setting the stage for its rise as a major economic force. China's global impact and expansion. The impact of China's economic transformation is nothing short of extraordinary. As China's reforms took hold, the nation quickly emerged as the world's largest manufacturer and a major supplier of goods. Factories across China churned out products in massive quantities, making the country a global hub for manufacturing. From clothing and electronics to seafood, China's exports soared, establishing it as a key player in the international market. One of the most ambitious projects that exemplifies China's global reach is the Belt and Road Initiative. Launched in 2013, this grand plan aims to enhance global trade by investing in infrastructure projects across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Visuals of these projects reveal vast construction sites, new railways, and modern ports that are reshaping global trade routes. The initiative is designed to create a network of trade and economic hubs, linking China to numerous countries and boosting its influence on the world stage. China's economic milestones during this period are remarkable. By the early 2000s, it had become the world's second-largest economy, trailing only behind the United States. This achievement reflects China's growing role in global markets and its significant impact on international trade and finance. The country's rise to economic prominence has not only transformed its own economy, but also reshaped global economic dynamics, making China a crucial player in the world's financial system. Addressing internal and external challenges. Even as China's economic engine roared to life, the nation faced a host of internal and external challenges that threatened to complicate its rapid growth. The promise of prosperity came with its own set of problems, each requiring careful attention and significant resources. At home, China grappled with severe urban overcrowding. Cities expanded so rapidly that infrastructure struggled to keep up. Visuals of bustling cityscapes reveal crowded streets and strained public services. Environmental degradation also became a pressing issue. Factories and construction sites contributed to soaring pollution levels, and the natural landscape began to suffer. Footage of smog-filled skies and polluted waterways underscores the environmental toll of China's economic boom. Social inequality further compounded these problems. The wealth generated by rapid industrialization was not evenly distributed. Rural areas lagged behind urban centers, leading to stark contrasts in living conditions. On the global stage, China's foreign investments sparked a wave of criticism. The Belt and Road Initiative, while ambitious, was often viewed with suspicion. Critics argued that some projects were less about mutual benefit and more about expanding China's influence through economic means. Examples of failed projects, such as stalled infrastructure in various countries, highlight the risks and repercussions for those involved. In some cases, recipient nations face heavy debts or were left with incomplete projects, fueling accusations of economic imperialism. These challenges reflect the complexities of China's rise. While its economic achievements are undeniable, the nation must navigate these issues to sustain its growth and maintain its role as a global power. The rise of China is a powerful reminder of how rapidly fortunes can change in the world of economics. How do you think China will continue to shape global markets in the years to come? Let us know your opinions in the comments. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and share it. We'd also love to hear your suggestions for our next video topic.